Okay, so I want to make a video of how to stack your tape. Okay, so what we have here is a piece of plastic, and this is just something I bought at the dollar store. I cut it in half because they're too big when you leave them whole, so I cut this in half. This is actually just a placemat that I bought from the dollar store. You can use any kind of plastic to put them on. I'm going to put this down here and try to adjust the camera so that you can see this and not me. All right, so make sure that your area is nice and clean. Make sure that you rinse this off. If you are using this in center, make sure that you rinse it off with the 1 to 100 bleach. You want to bleach this and let it dry every single day. This is a brand new roll of tape. This is regular paper tape, and I am going to, if I can figure out how to get this up from here. Am I doing this the wrong direction? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so pull this up. All right, so tear this first part off, because this is how the manufacturers put it to hold it together. It's super sticky and it's kind of wonky on both sides. So go ahead and tear that first piece off. For the purposes of the video, I'm going to tape this down so that it doesn't move on my table. You would ordinarily not have to do this, but just for the purposes of video, okay, to make sure that we get the full effect, I am going to run a piece of tape down both sides just to hold it in place. All right, so my plastic doesn't move. And that's the bad thing about this plastic, is that, you know, once it gets out of shape, if it gets misshapen, it's going to curl and it's going to do all kind of weird things, and you will have trouble with it. So the good thing is they only cost $1. They only cost $1, so they're easy to replace. All right, not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Your clinic is not going to provide it for you. So I can tell you that from experience. If you choose to use these, your clinic is not going to provide it for you. It costs $1, big deal. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is pull a piece of base tape. All right, so this base tape goes all the way the length of your area. Okay, this is the bottom, this is your barrier. We don't want, the whole idea behind stacking the tape is to not get contaminants on the bottom of your tape, right? We talked about how you're not supposed to pull tape and hang it on your chair side this way, because every time you walk by, stuff gets on your tape that's just hanging there exposed. So we're protecting the bottom of our tape. So this is our barrier. Even though you clean this area, I've been touching it with my hands, I've been doing all kind of stuff that, you know, there may be something on my hands from the that the hand sanitizer or soap and water didn't get off. So you still want to lay down a protective barrier to protect your tape. All right, so this is the way I do it. You pull up a piece of tape and you want to fold. You want to get you a flap on there. This part is not sticky anymore. It's important to have a part that is not sticky anymore. If you leave all sticky, it's just going to stick to each other and you're not going to be able to pull them off. So get you a rhythm going. All right, see this? This is how I count. This is also how you pull your tape up. Pull, flap, pull, tape. Now when you lay your next piece of tape down, leave a space in between. Okay, so pull, and for a complete cannulation, for a complete patient, I use 16 pieces of tape. So I'm going to count out 16 pieces of tape, not including my base. So that's 3, 4, and I'm gonna keep going here. This is 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. This is a complete stack for one patient. This is your first 8 are going to be for your cannulation, for your put on, and then your second 8 are going to be for your take off. All right, so why 16 pieces of tape? Well, you've got 2 needles, so when you're putting on, you're going to need 3 pieces of tape per needle, which is 6, and then you have 2 pieces of tape for taping up your needles after cannulation. After you connect your patient lines to your needles, we roll those up, and you have 2 choices on those, which you'll see on a different video. You can either use the blue clamps, the hemostats, those plastic hemostats, to clamp those to your patient's clothes. Some patients don't like that. They don't like the clamp on their clothes. Some patients would prefer that to having tape on their clothes. Okay, so you kind of have to ask your patient, do you want a piece of tape like this with the line, or would you rather have a blue clamp on there? Always, when you are finished with your tape, put your thing back on there like that. Okay? All right, guys, congratulations. Hello.